Hello, I'm Melissa, and welcome to your weekly challenge. Over the next 4 weeks, we're going to do a 4-part weekly challenge that is going to help reduce anxiety. So, the summer can be a time of real yang energy, and even if you're living in the southern hemisphere, we live in a culture that's always buzzing. So, no matter where you are in the world, this is going to work for you. And what I wanted to do was put together almost like a 4 week or a 1 month sadhana where we practice the same classes for 4 weeks. So every Monday we're going to do the same class, every Tuesday we're going to do the same class, so on through the whole week. And we're going to feel the effects of these practices cumulatively. The other really interesting part about this 4 week sadhana, this journey that we're going on together, is that each day you're going to pull out your journal. And prior to practicing, there are going to be some journal prompts for you so that you're going to check in before you practice, see how you're feeling mentally, emotionally, in your mind. You're going to kind of take a checkpoint about your anxiety levels, mentally, emotionally. You're going to check in with your body, see how it's buzzing, see kind of what your energy level's like in your body. Then you're going to do the class, you're going to do the breath practice, you're going to do the meditation, you're going to do the restorative yoga class, and then you're going to check in again with your journal after the yoga practice with the journal prompts that I've got. You're going to see how you're feeling in your mind again, and you're going to see how you're feeling in your body again. And you're going to write it down before and after so that you've got a record of how things shift with your practice. And we're going to see not only how this changes before and after your practice from day to day, but from week to week and after a whole month. So this is going to be a really exciting journey, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how things change and progress for all of us. So it's going to be really interesting for you to post your comments and for us all to have a discussion together about this. So grab your buddies. This will be a great thing that you can do together with your yoga buddies. And if you don't have a yoga buddy, I'll put a link in each week so you can grab a yoga buddy and do this 4-week series with your yoga buddy. I think this would be a great thing to do together. And also, be sure that you can comment together, and I'll leave some guidelines each week about how you can comment and talk to each other about how this is going. So let me tell you what we're going to do for the first week. In the Northern Hemisphere this week, we celebrate summer solstice and the yang energy reaches its peak. You may have experienced this as activities are expanding and there's tons of interacting. You get outside and you fill your days with the excitement of the season. There's so much to do, fun to be had, and activities to engage in, and passion is in the air. So for example, Tim likes the passion. For example, between June 7th and June 18th of this month, an 11-day period, our family had 3 different trips. On June 7th, we traveled to Vancouver. On June 12th, we went on a 3-day camping trip. And on June 17th, I accompanied Trinity with her class on another camping trip. So I'm frazzled and worn out and a little bit anxious, to say the least. So it's essential to be mindful at this time of year, because although it's great to draw these yang energies into our reserves for winter season, it's also most nurturing to avoid extremes. Tim and I were just having a conversation about this on the way down here. Too much yang can lead to anxiety. Remember to keep balance this summer. Be carefree, rest, relax, and enjoy the freedom of the holiday season. So over the next 4 weeks, we're going to balance the yang summer energy with some grounderific anxiety balancing practices. This is going to be a month-long sadhana, as I said. It's going to be a terrific time to grab your yoga buddy or get one of make a commitment to these practices over the next 4 weeks. We're going to repeat our practices week by week, do the same practices for each day of the week over the next 4 weeks. So each week I'm going to give you a separate theme to journal questions and reflect on. And the repetition of the classes themselves will help you to create more grounding and release of any potential anxiety at this time of year. So prior to practicing the class, you will reflect on how you're feeling in your physical body. how your mind is, and how you're feeling emotionally. And then you're going to record that in your journal. After the class, you're going to check in again, see how you're feeling in your physical body and how your mind is and how you're feeling emotionally. And then you're going to record it in your journal again. And you'll start to see how this evolves day to day, week by week. And then at the end of the 4 weeks, you can look back and see the effects of the practice. So this is something that you can check in on with your yoga buddy as well. I look forward to hearing about how these practices and reflections leave you feeling mentally calmer, more physically energized, and happier after your practice. I know your journal reflections on how these practices will help to ground and calm you will be fascinating. So please post them here so that we can hear about how you are becoming less anxious and surrendering to the positive changes that are happening to you through yoga. I know these practices will improve your mood, increase your self-compassion, and give you a stronger sense of connection with others, which will lead to a rich discussion here over the next 4 weeks. So I just want to remind you about some of our guidelines and give you some helpful hints about how to be able to carry on discussions with each other. Over the next 4 weeks, you will be mindful of what's happening to you and aware of your own experience. If you use this awareness of speaking, if you use we as if speaking for the whole group, then I'll just ask you to use I instead. Another way that people speak for the whole group is to use you rather than I. And then I'll just ask you to speak about your own experience again. So the intention of posting on the forum is to create a safe and welcoming environment for your own inner teacher to make an appearance. Writing things down in your journal and then posting them publicly can make them more real, more clear, and less overwhelming. It's also a chance to be heard without being judged, advised, or set straight. For those reading the post, it's a chance to listen openly without any attachment to outcome, just for the sake of honoring another's truth. So our agreements are to speak about our own experience, to maintain confidentiality, to give others the dignity of their own experience, even if it seems painful, so there's no need to comfort or rescue people. To trust that each person has access to their own inner wisdom, so there's no need to give advice or fix or change anybody. And posting's always an option. Being present and reading posts is a valid choice too. Posting on the forum is an excellent opportunity to learn and grow as an individual and as a group. And so I hope you'll take advantage of the space that is provided throughout the next 4 weeks for your own personal growth. So how do you respond to your peers while maintaining the rules that we lay out here? This is a great question. From time to time, something that one of your classmates writes may resonate with your own experience, or they may bring up something that is similar to what you've experienced. Of course, given the rules, you're not going to comment directly on their experience, give them advice, or tell them what to do based on your experiences. However, you can do something like this. You can say, I could really relate to what John Doe was saying about blah, blah, blah. Or Sally Smith's comments about blah, blah, blah really resonated with me. And then go on to speak about your own experience using the word I. So leave your comments. I look forward to hearing about the differences before and after your practices and how this evolves over the day to day and over this week. And of course, over the next 4 weeks. Namaste.